Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to study about the histological structure of the compact bone. As you would know that the bones are of two types, a compact bone and a spongy bone. We'll discuss the spongy bone later on, but today we'll start off with the compact bone. And here, when you would look across this transverse section of this compact bone, you would see that it is comprised or it is enclosed between two surfaces, this entire section. So this entire section will be representing the cortex of the compact bone or the cortex of any long bone. After this, the medullary cavity would start. After this inner limitation, the medullary cavity would start, and that will be basically invaded by this spongy bone. So first thing that you would keep in mind that while you are studying the compact bone, you are actually looking at the cortex of any long bone. You get it? So first and foremost, the structure that you would look at will be these longitudinal lines or these longitudinal portions or rims of bony tissue. These longitudinal rims of bony tissue, they will be called as external circumferential lamellae. These external circumferential lamellae would form the outer surface of the compact bone, and it is that part of the bone which is located just beneath the periosteum. As you would go in, you would see these concentric rim-like structures, rounded ring-like structures that resemble the bark or the trunk of a tree. These are actually the osteons. These are termed as the osteon. This one entire structure will be termed as the osteon, and it will comprise, and is also called as the Haversian canal system. Any osteon is the structural and functional unit of a bone, and that will comprise of three structures. A Haversian canal that will be present in the center, and there will be lamellae of the bones, and there will be lacunae. What are the lamellae? The lamellae are actually these concentric rings of bony matrix or bone tissue, whereas the lacunae, these are these tiny spaces, these tiny holes you can see, or these tiny spaces that will be located at the margins of the lamellae of the bone. Mind that these lacunae, during the development of the bone, they were occupied by the osteoblast, which were the bone forming cells. The osteoblasts, they were lying inside these lacunae, and they were forming the bone. And once the bone structure was formed and ossified and mineralized, the osteoblasts that were present in here, they died. So these lacunae, they are actually you can say the tombs of the martyred osteoblasts. Then what you will see that between the two osteons, there are some incomplete osteons or incomplete lamellae of the bone. These incomplete lamellae, these are called as the interstitial lamellae. Mind it that the interstitial lamellae, they are actually the worn out or the old osteons. They are the remaining portions of the old osteons, and what they will do, they will bridge the gap between the new osteons, and in this way they prevent the bone from getting weak, or they will strengthen the bony tissue. Then in the middle here that you can see, it is the Haversian canal. The Haversian canal, actually they carry the arteries, or they carry the branches of the nutrient arteries. The other structure that you would know, that in between the two Haversian canals, you would see an anastomosing ring or an anastomosing channel that will be called as the Volkmann's canal. The Volkmann canal is an anastomosing channel that will unite the two Haversian canal systems or anastomose the two Haversian canal systems. Does it have all these lamellae and lacunae that the Haversian canal system had? No, it will not have these. Rather, they would keep in mind that the Haversian canals, they run parallel to the plane of the long bone or any bone, whereas the Volkmann's canal, they run in a perpendicular direction to the plane of the long bone, and it does not have any lamellae or lacunae around it. This is an important point that you should keep in mind. So when you would reach the inner aspect of this long bone or the cortex of the long bone, you would again see the circumferential lamellae, which will be longitudinal in structure, and they will again have lacunae on them, but as they will be guarding the medullary cavity, they will be termed as the internal circumferential lamellae. All right. And then you will see over here tiny canal-like structures that are radiating from these lacunae. These tiny canal-like structures that are radiating from the lacunae, these are called as the canaliculi. These canaliculi are actually what they are doing. They are anastomosing with the canaliculi of the lacunae, which are present on the respective or alternative lamellae of the bone. What are they doing? They are basically meant for the anastomosing of the pseudopodia, or of the, you can say, the processes of the osteoblasts, which were actually communicating with each other, and they were messaging each other during the process of bone formation. In the dried section of the bone, the canaliculi, the lacunae, and the Haversian canal system, they are empty. They don't have anything within them. So there are a few things that I would like to summarize over here for you guys. So you guys should know that lamellae, they are actually the rims, or you can say the plates of bony tissue or the bony matrix, which are of three types: the circumferential, the concentric lamellae, and the interstitial lamellae. The circumferential lamellae are of two types, the internal and the external. The external one, that will be located beneath the periosteum, and it usually contains the sharpest fibers. The sharpest fibers are actually the periosteal extensions that would extend into the bony tissue. And the internal circumferential lamellae, that will be lining the endosteal surface, or the endosteal part of the lining of the bone. The concentric lamellae, they are actually the rounded circular lamellae. They will be forming the osteons, or the you can say the Haversian canalicular system. The interstitial lamellae, they will be present in between the concentric lamellae, or in between the osteons. They are the remnants of the old osteons, and they are there to fill the gaps between the newly formed rims and adds into the strength of the bone. Whereas the concentric lamellae, they add into the strength of the bone by taking up pressure or stress that will be imparting from all sides. The internal and external, they stabilize and maintain the entire structure of the bone actually. So here are a few things that you should keep in mind.